How I Get Here. How Did I Get Here podcast.
How the fuck did I get here? Right?
How did I get here?
How did I get here podcast?
How did I get here? How did I get here podcast?
How did I get here?
How did I get here? How did I get here podcast? Bam. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the How Did I Get Here podcast for positivity, progression, and helping us finding our path. This episode, my first sponsored episode, is actually brought to you by the Backy's Brewing Company out in Bloomfield, Connecticut. As you see, we have their fine product here. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to promote your product and collaborate with them. Everybody watching, you guys should go check them out. They have a variety of craft beers, IPAs, and stouts. And you guys know that beer is like my second tier liquor, but I actually love this beer. And I figured that, the one thing that liquor always, or alcohol I should say, brings people together is friendship. And I give a lot of shout and a lot of kudos to my boys up in Buffalo, but I don't ever give homage to my friends that supported me from the beginning. So I thought, what better way to talk about friendship by sipping on some good beer and sitting down with my two best friends from middle school. Okay. So if you guys, the people should know you by now, but if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
I feel like...
I like that. That goes without saying.
Yeah. I'm Drew, everybody. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Drew, Nelson. Yeah. Do sound effects. How y'all like these beers, by the way? Crack your beer open.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait.
I know you're a beer dude. I know you like IPAs. What do you think about the beers?
So, at first I was like, oh, okay, ice cream, man, interesting. So I was like looking out for the ice cream taste, but there's really no ice cream taste. I kind of see the analogy based on the description. It reminded them of an orange creamsicle.
Word.
And I do feel that it is like a fine balance of a citrusy beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an analogy. So it's like, in terms of IPAs, I feel like it does have a fine balance in terms of citrusy and hoppy. Right. So it does have that fine balance, and it's real smooth.
See, that's somebody thinking with a beer.
Yeah,
mind.
With
the beer knowledge. I don't have any knowledge of beer. I'm not really a beer guy, but.
And my thing is like,
this isn't bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
And people say like beer is an acquired taste, but then I feel like IPAs are like another level of beer. But this is very smooth beer. So you guys go check them out. They're in Boston. I'm thinking of my past, but Western Mass and throughout Connecticut. So check them out in Bloomfield. They're good beer, and I think the beauty of this is like, it's so nice for us to be sitting here together during this quarantine. I promise, guys, we're still practicing social distancing.
He's not close to me.
He's right. Arm's reach.
But it's nice for us to sit together and actually just chop it up in these crazy times and just kind of talk about some memories that we've had throughout the times and what friendship actually means. What are some of y'all first memories of us? And I use Drew a lot for this example because my first memory of him, of how we met, is different from his first time meeting me. So what are some of y'all memories of middle school and us, like, growing up?
I'll let Nell take that one first.
All right, so, to be honest, in terms of Drew, I don't really remember the first encounter we had with each other, but I do remember like our first bonding experience. And it happened through... we was both part of the Hartford Magnet Middle School marching band.
Damn. So, what instrument y'all played?
Yeah, we were both trumpets.
Yeah.
And when I mean like...
I don't even know what you're about to say, by the way. I have no idea what this is about to be.
So you had like people that played the trumpet really well. People who played like, they were good. People who were mediocre. And then there was the bottom of the barrel. That's where me and Andrew came from. The bottom of the barrel. But Andrew, I'll be honest, he progressed so much, and he was a second tier trumpet while I was still tier 3. Word. 3 years after middle school. Damn. So no progress. So that's my first encounter, and like we competed. We were the only middle school team to ever compete in a high school competition on the East Coast of the United States.
One went to Maryland, right?
When we went to Maryland.
Yep. Okay, I remember.
A middle school marching band competing at a high school level.
Damn,
we were
that's
that
fire.
elite.
Yeah.
We were pretty good.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't. We clowned each other for not being the best, trumpet players amongst each other.
Yeah.
But we were pretty
But
good.
yeah, we were nice.
We were pretty good.
And we performed for the Globetrotters.
And we
I
performed
remember
for
that.
the
Yeah,
I do remember
Yeah.
that.
So, there are some things that we are proud of.
Mm-hmm.
And 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So those were 3 years that we were never.
But hold on. Now that we talking about memories, remember on that trip to Maryland when we were in the room? I think it was you. It was either you and Ben, or you and Ishmael. Because I think we were all roommates together. Somebody was wrestling, and somebody broke a mirror on the wall. Somebody got pushed into a mirror, and the mirror shattered. But I don't remember who it was.
I'm pretty sure it was Ishmael. I think.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah.
Bro, we had so much fun.
And that's why, like,
we had so much fun.
The beauty of this is, like, bro, this is 17 years of friendship sitting at this table right now. And normally there's a saying that's like, if you're friends with somebody longer than 7 years, that means that friendship's a lifetime. You know what I mean? And I remember, because we went to HMMS, Hartford Magnet Middle School, it was like, all right, we're not all going to go to the same high school. So there was a possibility that we were never going to be cool. Yeah, see each other, talk to each other, especially in high school. We were lucky we lived in the same town and, like, went to the same high school for 2 years. So how was it that we all managed to, like, actually stay cool all these years? Because I got pictures of you and me when I went to Pathways prom.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even going to Pathways no more. So how is it that we all managed to stay cool throughout these years?
I mean, like you said, you and I went to the same high school for 2 years, and we were in career beginnings throughout high school, so we still saw each other once a month at that program.
Word.
I don't remember from middle school to when the next time I saw you, but I remember it's whenever you started when you started working at the school, you hit me up to ball.
We started in 2016.
All right, 2016.
So it's been 4 years already.
But, like, I remember you said that you hit me up and you were like, I don't even know if he balls anymore. I thought you were a model. I thought you were an Instagram model is what you said to me. Like,
I did. Because he would always have, like, these, his Instagram just look
Fresh.
high profile,
Word.
fresh. He had the followers. I'm like, okay, he's...
shout out to my boy Mike for getting me the good pictures. But yeah, I just remember that, like, vividly. Like, he hit me up like, yo, you want to ball? I'm like, yeah, like, I ball every day. Like, and then
reconnected.
So what was that like for you going to a new high school and obviously you had the people you knew, but going to a new high school and having to make new friends?
So it's not a transition that I was unfamiliar with, considering I went to Parkville, and then after Parkville, I went to Hartford Magnet Middle School, so I had to make new friends. So that was like my first experience of having to make new friends. And even before that, I had to make a transition. So it's like making new friends was always something I had to do. Mm-hmm. And in terms of, keeping our friendship alive throughout the years, well, I consider you guys family from the beginning.
Bro, it's crazy. Go ahead.
No. I consider you guys family, not friends. Okay.
Word.
And to me, like, family is not determined by blood. It's determined by loyalty. So when I hit you up and I was like, hey, you want to ball? I need people to come ball this and that. You were there. That's why I call you one of the day ones. One of the usuals, because you've been there since 2016 when we started the whole basketball thing. Jacob, I mean, we spoke throughout the years. We've linked up. We tried like every time we came back from college, we tried to link up and stuff like that. So it's like we've kept our relationship alive. And you were kind of like the liaison between us too before him and I reconnected.
Because I wasn't here when y'all got started chilling again.
Yeah, but I would hear about Andrew through you, and I'm sure probably like vice versa.
Right.
And it's like you. But over the years, we were all still connected.
Word.
And it was all based on loyalty and just kind of like, we established a strong base from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you bring up a good point. Can you guys define loyalty and define friendship? I mean, I know you said it's not friends, it's family. Can you, or maybe Drew, maybe take this one. How do you guys define loyalty and friendship? Because I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Off the top of my head, I really couldn't give you a straight answer. I feel like the words just escape me right now. I feel like it's just more of like a feeling, like like if you ever need someone to talk to, like I feel like whenever you need someone to talk to, I usually get a phone call from you, or hey, you wanted to, I need to talk to you about this or talk to you about that, and it's just that I'm somebody that you can confide in, or you just I just feel like that's what loyalty is, just knowing that you can depend on somebody for anything.
So it's funny that
without feeling like you owe them something in return.
Word. And it's I actually have two stories that I wanted to bring up, one for each of you, that to kind of put our relationship in perspective. One was with Andrew. It was the summer 2012. And this is kind of like crazy, but I was like in a relationship, and Andrew actually doesn't remember this story because I told him, and he's like, "Yo, that happened." But
I vaguely remember after you explained it to me. I
remember I was like in a relationship. We were going through like some tough times, and I had put on Twitter, and I was like, "Yo, there's somebody I need. Like, is there anybody that could talk to me? I need somebody to talk to." The first person to call me was Andrew, and mind you, like, the last time I saw him was probably years, because at this point I'm going to school in Buffalo, like I'm playing soccer, I'm doing things, and I remember I've actually cried in front of both of y'all.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, we family, so it's right. That's expected.
I cried in front of both of y'all too, actually.
When?
I cried in
front of separate scenarios?
No, you both were there.
We were both there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I know exactly. No, actually, I know exactly. And that's like the beauty of our friendship, that it's like we have that comfort of like family, the comfort of being with each other. And I knew like from that day, I'm always gonna be able to rely on Andrew. You know what I mean? And then yours and I's story is a little more recent, of when I had my contract last October that got pulled. I said, shit, what am I gonna do? I had one day pity party. I called Nelson. I'm like, yo, is there any way that I could get into school? He was like, oh yeah, bro, just apply for the substitute position. I'm sure I could get you in my school. Literally the next week, yo, I hope you apply because a position opened up. I'm getting you in here. And now I feel like that contributed to my purpose and my long-term path, because I now know that I want to be working with kids thanks to you.
It contributed to your legacy.
Right. It contributed to my legacy, and I would have never had that had you not had my back.
I was about to say, think if like he never followed through with that, what would you be doing today?
Probably working at McDonald's or something. Exactly. And the crazy thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, you actually told me that that I'm the first friend that you actually vouched for to like get a job.
I do a very, very, very good job at just keeping my personal relationships away from my professional relationships. And I can really say this is probably the first experience I've had where both worlds, I don't want to say collide, but they both come together.
Yeah.
Where it's like my brother works with me at school. So it's like, okay. And it's because, I referred him. So how is this going to work out? I'll be honest, at first I was a little skeptical because it is my first experience. But I'll be honest, like, he has not disappointed in one bit. They love it. They probably love him more than me now.
Nah, chill, bro.
but still, like, it's about building that team together. Because I knew if I know he's a great asset. He will be good with the kids. He'll be amazing. So it's like, okay, he'll be a great asset to the team, and he'll be great contribution.
But I have a similar story. I'm not gonna name drop because it was a bad experience where I had a friend that I referred for a job, and he basically didn't do what he was supposed to do. He was showing up late, ended up getting fired, I think, within a month or so.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, I'm not gonna drop your name. I know
is he gonna watch this episode?
He might.
I hope so.
But what I'm saying is, like, you can't just refer anybody that's your friend to a job.
Right.
Granted, this was probably 2013, so we were a little younger. We were younger, but you know how to act at work.
Right.
That's a reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hear you 100%. It's a reflection of you.
You bring up this quote that I want to bring up. Your friends reflect who you are. What does that quote mean to you guys?
I'm a strong believer tell me who your friends are, and I'm gonna tell you who you are. I'm like a real strong believer. Like, you you attract what you are, in my opinion.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do I put this? Back in the, if you a robber, if you a drug dealer, who you gonna chill with? Most likely other people who rob and drug deal. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You chill with people who do similar things to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying in terms of, there's a difference between associates and friends. I feel like people, they have a hard time just differentiating the both. But in terms of like your friends, not associates, your friends. If your friends are robbers and drug dealers, like the majority of them, most likely that's what you do. That's why
That's
I
the
believe.
company you keep.
Yeah, that's the company you keep. That's
Right.
what I'm trying to believe is tell me who your friends are and I'm going to tell you who you are. So if you want to be a better person, if you want to be a positive person, if you want to put good into the universe, you want to revolve yourself around people of that nature.
Can I ask you a question to kind of like play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Sometimes some people are just in shitty situations.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Maybe Drew had a different upbringing than you and me, but I know Drew's a good person. He's just surrounded by bad things. How do you accept or deal with maybe someone's circumstances and be like, you know what, Drew, I know your circumstances are shitty. You're around drugs, gang like da-da-da-da, but I still accept you and make you my friend and maybe try and turn your life around. How do you...
I feel like we've been at that point, everyone, at that point at one time
Word.
of our lives. It's, what's your ultimate goal? How are you trying to make the situation better? So it's all about a mentality. You could be in the most, effed up situation ever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a plan, if you're trying to get better, then you know what? I want to be your friend.
Right.
I want to help you to get to that point. I don't want to say that, I'm just, nah, I'm good with you. Like, I'm going to just dismiss
I'm not just
you.
going to dispose.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going to dismiss. Like, no, it's not going to be like that. I'm going to help you get to that point. But you got to want it for yourself. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, I can't want it more for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You can't help people who don't want to be helped.
yeah, I can throw you the alley, but I can't oop it. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, so that's how I look at it.
Word.
You got to want it for yourself.
I have a different view, actually, and it's going to lead up to a question that I have for you
No doubt.
based off of what you just said. So I feel like at the end of the day, you're your own individual. So I feel like no two people are 100% similar. So, I mean, maybe not on the extent of doing drugs and things like that, but you might have interests that I don't have interest in, but I still know if I need a friend, I can call you, or if I want to vent about something, I can talk to you about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're my friend because of that. It's not because of because we both like to play basketball, or we both, graduated from college, or we both work in a school. I feel
Good
like,
point.
yeah, I feel like if you're a person that I could depend on, hey, my car just broke down, I need a ride to work. Oh yeah, I'm not doing anything, I got you. Like, that's a friend to me.
No doubt.
So I don't 100% agree on everything that you said, but my question is, so if you have a friend or a person that you can depend on, but they might be involved in drugs or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like you would have to burn a bridge with that person, or do you feel like you have to keep them at a certain distance because you don't want them too close because of the other things that they're involved in?
That's a very great question, because my brother, who passed away a couple years ago in 2016, rest in peace, John, he was getting caught up with the wrong things, he was getting caught up in that lifestyle. And again, someone who does what he got to do to to just stay afloat, maintain. Whereas me, I'm in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do better. Like, I'm trying to do great things in life. You know what I'm saying? So two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't burn the bridge, but I kept him at a distance.
Yeah.
So
Right.
because I'm a believer and tell me who your friends are, and I'm gonna tell you who you are. I feel like if I get, and not, like, it's not to take it literal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like the main gist of it. You know what I'm saying? If I continue to chill around him, like,
you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
thank you.
Yeah.
I could be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and something could pop off.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be there.
Yeah.
And I started to see, like, me just shy away from, chilling in the hood more often. And I started to revolve myself around better people. I started, this is when you guys come into play. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me reach out to people, my friends that are in college. Hey, yo, how's that assignment going? I'm like, yeah, this is hard. And then develop different relationships.
Yeah.
Word.
Because I knew I was kind of like outgrowing that,
Yep.
and I didn't want to be a part of that anymore.
Okay.
So I'm glad you asked that question because it definitely helps clarify what I was trying to articulate.
Word. And the thing about that is like all three of us travel in different circles and we have different friends, but we all maintain our friendship, our family, our camaraderie, And I want to ask a question, I guess is kind of about me, but, and this, y'all might not even have an answer. How did y'all feel when it was like, yo, Jake's leaving? You know what I mean? Because you guys both stayed in Connecticut. I went to Buffalo. Then I went to England. And it's funny because, like, I got a Facebook memory the other day from 2016 from Nelson. And it was like, I think this was when I had just got my call up for the national team. I remember I sent it to you. And he literally just wrote on my wall. He was like, hey, I see you doing your thing. Keep it up. Proud of you. Or something like that. You know what I mean? So how was it for you guys to maybe see me or see your other friends go down different avenues, like you were saying, you're going to a different way, but still maintain those friendships?
Well,
my bad.
Yeah.
I got a question. I'll let him take it, and then I'll go.
I mean, I feel like with certain people, like you being one of them, regardless of where you are in the world, we're always going to keep in contact. Like,
Word.
What was it, 2015, 16 that you were in Spain?
And
I was
100%.
planning to go to Spain. Actually, I was like a day away from buying my ticket, and I hit you up just to make sure that you were still in Spain. And I think you said, nah, I just
couldn't
got
get my
home.
visa. I'm home.
So I would have been on a plane to Spain, and he was here. But it was just like,
yo, we got to make that trip happen.
Yeah, but it's just
Barcelona's my favorite city in the world.
I just feel like, regardless of the distance, with certain people and certain connections, you're gonna maintain them.
Word.
I was happy. I wanted, like, where we from, there's a lot of haters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to fall.
That's everywhere, man.
Yeah. But I just feel like in Hartford, it's like we just.
It's different.
It's different.
It's
you know
different.
what I'm saying? Like it's hard for us to support one another for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to support you as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I knew through you I would get exposed to different things. You know what I'm saying? Like you would show me different things out there, and it's just like, okay, what if you open the door for me to go to England? Let me support that. Like that's how I thought, because we come from a small place where it's like we don't think.
And a
that
lot
big.
of people don't get out from where we come from.
Yeah, so it's like instead of hating on you, it's like, nah, let me support my boy, because it's like I know I'm gonna work hard enough that one day I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I feel like we help one another too. So it's like, okay, just like how I looked out, you know what I'm saying? Like when you hit me up in October, okay, who's to say like you not in England, but like, yo, I got an opportunity out here, come through. I'm out there.
And that was like, I was actually talking to my cousin about it last night, because I don't feel that I failed, because I've accomplished a lot, but I feel like I didn't, necessarily see through everything that I personally wanted to, right? And I mean, that's another conversation for another time, but one of my motivations was, like you said, you thought Andrew was a model, right? my mentality was like, yo, I could put Drew on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm overseas, I could get Drew out here modeling.
Hey, by the way, disclaimer: I never once tried to be a model. I don't know why he thought that.
But he does have his own clothing line. Don't talk to me. Look him up. Buy his shirts. Get it. But that's like, I don't know. I don't want to call it a burden. But part of my motivation and part of my thing was like, I wanted to put everybody on, and I would have like y'all boys in mind. You know what I mean? Like, and one thing I can't wait for, and I pray to God it doesn't wait until my bachelor party to happen, is to get y'all boys with my boys up in Buffalo, and just like really, cause y'all know how much of a family orientated person I am. To get us all together and just like, you're like, this right here is, like you said, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. I think all my friends, from you guys to them, here's this thing I was looking at online the other day, and it says there's 8 types of friends you need in your life, I guess in general. a loyal friend, a fearless friend, a brutally honest friend, a wise mentor, a friend from a different culture, a polar opposite, a friendly neighbor, and a work pal. So obviously there's only 3 of us here. How would you define us 3?
Say them again.
A loyal best friend, a fearless adventurer, a brutally honest confidant, a wise mentor, a friend from a different culture, a polar opposite, a friendly neighbor, and a work pal. I feel like work pal's kind of like...
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you guys are work pals now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not how your friendship came about. But I mean,
we can check it off.
Yeah.
Check it off. For me, I guess loyalty stands out. And what was the third one again?
A brutally honest confidant.
A brutally honest confidant for sure.
All right,
and I think a fearless adventurer.
I was gonna say that too.
Well, yeah.
Bro,
what would you say I am?
Bro, you're definitely a fearless adventurer. Okay. Number 1, you be on hikes every other day. Like, you're just spontaneous. Like, hey, anybody trying to go on a hike at 7:23 p.m. today? Like, bro, like, nah.
Sad thing is, you're not lying.
I know I'm not, bro. You do random stuff like that. So you do like to adventure.
Word. What would you say Drew is?
Honestly, I've always considered Drew a very spontaneous person too. Like, I don't know, just in my eyes, like, just the things he does sometimes is like just a mysterious person sometimes. So I think that also applies for him too. But both of you for sure loyal. Loyalty for sure.
I feel like loyalty is definitely a trait I need in all my friends. Like, people that I actually consider friends, I feel like loyalty is that first.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. How would you define, like, which friends are we?
No. Can you go through the list again now?
Loyal friend.
Okay, that's both.
Fearless adventurer.
That's both you guys.
Brutally honest confidant.
That's both you guys.
Wise mentor. A friend from a different culture.
That's both you guys.
Polar opposite. A friendly neighbor, and a working pal.
Alright, so I check out 4 for you guys.
Okay. Word.
Yeah.
So we brought up loyalty. How can we define loyalty? I mean, I know we kind of hit on that earlier, but is there a way to like really define and go into the roots of loyalty?
Well, to me, it's simple. If I'm in dire need, can I count on you? Can I call you?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's really levels to loyalty. It's either you're loyal to me and I'm loyal to you, or you're not.
Word.
Kind of thing.
Word. Who and this is like totally changing tracks. Who's your favorite teachers in middle school?
That's a very random.
Yeah.
I gotta think.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I mean, I know who mine is.
Mr. Kramer.
Yeah, for me it's Mr. Kramer, come on the show. Like, I actually want to get an episode with him because he inspired me a lot.
We should get a teacher's edition, a podcast teacher's edition.
Word.
Go ahead.
See,
my fault.
That's why I keep you around.
My fault.
But,
you have a Mr. Kramer tattoo?
So yeah, but
okay.
not. So I have a tattoo. I have a tattoo because of Mr. Kramer. I remember we had ran cross country. I think it was like 7th or 8th grade, and we had to do Indian runs. And for those that don't know, an Indian run is like you're running in like, say there's 10 people. The person from the back.
Wait, you were on the cross country team? Because I think I was on the cross country
team.
team.
I ran. I actually have our yearbook. I should have brought the yearbook, the 8th grade yearbook.
No, I'm not in the picture though. I left early that day and I wasn't in the picture.
Okay. Well,
Alright, hold on.
No, I remember.
We gotta reevaluate. Was he really on the team?
I remember that. I left early that day and they didn't list me. You know how if someone wasn't in the picture.
So were you really on?
No, listen. You know when someone's not in the picture, they had to like, oh, this person was missing.
Right.
They didn't list me. So they didn't list me.
Hey, that's dirty.
This sounded.
Well, take your word. You know why? Because we loyal.
Hold on.
But
he about to look it up.
No, go ahead. Because I actually was talking about this not too long ago.
We were doing the Indian run. It's the person from the back runs to the front. You guys keep running.
Yep.
Right, and Kramer was basically. Yo, that's wild.
He doesn't have the trophy.
I have the trophy.
Send me that picture. I'm putting it in the episode.
Yeah.
But he was like, all right, I want to see how long y'all could go. And he was like, life is in sports is 90% mental, 10% physical, right?
That's right.
And that's literally that was 8th grade, right? Or 05 was 7th grade.
Yeah.
So 7th grade to now, that stuck with me. You know what I mean? And Mr. Kramer has been like such a strong mentor. Once I got older, every time I came home, we would go grab dinner. I would hit him up. He would hit me up before games, tell me how proud of me he is. Like I genuinely appreciate him in my life. And even back then, he was like extremely hard on me, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
And at that point in life, I really didn't understand it. But now looking back, like he definitely instilled some of the morals that I'm gonna instill in my kids, but that I instill in my life today. So 100% my favorite teacher back in HMS was Mr. Kramer.
No, that's
yeah. That's
okay.
it. That's it.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's all you. But yeah. So Mr. Kramer, and I want to get an episode for him because it'd be nice to sit down with one of my mentors, but also his Ironman runs. He's a father, a husband, like a teacher. Like there's so much that I could gather from him. So yeah, I want to get an episode with him, but that's my favorite teacher.
No, give me a top 3 teachers.
Top 3. So we had Kramer. Miss Gronstein was one of the GOATs.
Okay, the graphic arts teacher.
No, she was the art teacher.
Oh, arts. Okay, yeah.
And then number 3 is a toss up because.
Nah, okay, that's 2 encore teachers. Give me
Like a core teacher.
Yeah, give me at least 1 core teacher.
Bro, I was such an asshole in middle school. I feel like all the teachers hated me, bro.
I think to me it was probably like. I think to me it was Mr. Prigoda.
Social
Sixth grade.
studies.
Yeah, sixth grade social studies.
Social studies, Mr. Prigoda. He was definitely in his mid-20s. And there'll be random times throughout class where he just say, "Hey class, I'm gonna turn off the lights. Everyone put your heads down and just take a 20-30 minute nap." I'm pretty sure he was hung over coming in, telling us to do that. So he wanted to snooze. So he'll consider it like a meditation session.
But I have a question for the 2 of you before I give you my answer, because you both work in the school system now in your late 20s. Like you, now you know what it's like to
I
be.
know where this is going.
Yeah, you know what it's like to be a teacher in the school in your late 20s and like living your life. So like, isn't it crazy to just think back to how your teachers acted and what they did? It's not really a question, I guess.
But I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I get it.
We're laughing because it's like,
I'll tell you a story. I'll come out and say it.
Go ahead.
I'm unemployed right now anyway, so they can't fire me. Thank you, COVID. So there was that Thursday before school like let out because of COVID. That Wednesday, I was out having drinks or whatever.
Yeah,
I 100% came to school the next day feeling under the weather. So you saying like, can we understand how teachers felt?
yeah.
It's funny because my mom to this day, and this is how cool we were. My mom still to this day, how's Nelson doing? Oh, he's good. You remember that day you guys made Miss Tamburo cry in the 7th grade? My mom still to this day tells that story.
I feel like I remember that.
Still to this day, bruh, tells that story.
We weren't nice kids.
No, but the thing is, like with her, I think we were her first class, like our grade. So it's like she was fresh out of school, probably like 22, 23.
She was young. Yeah. And I was a kid. I wasn't trying to be.
But that's the thing. It's like,
and that's why, like, yo, I'll be honest with you. There's days that I'm stressed and I'm like, damn, I don't feel like doing this today. But then I get there, yo, yeah. And I can tell you that story vividly. But there's days that I get to work and one of the students would just say something and I just be like, yo, how can you be mad? Yeah. Like, not one of those kids are bad kids.
It makes you check out at the door.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he was feeling under the weather, but I'm sure he did a good job just...
Yeah, you have to.
Leaving it at the door, like, all right, I'm here, I'm still focused.
Yeah.
He was focused, yeah.
And I'll say a testament to this is like, one of my students the other day, he found the podcast Instagram, and he actually inboxed me. And we were joking and talking, But we were talking at like 1 a.m. I'm like, yo, Gio, why are you? Oh, I don't know if I say his name. It's like, yo, why are you up right now? And he's like, oh, this is going on. ... But like, part of me wanted to go to sleep, but the other part of me was like, yo, I can't turn my back on this kid right now. You know what I mean? Like, this kid's been in his house for 5 weeks. Maybe this little 10-minute conversation that we're having is just what he's looking for. And I was like, and I actually wanted, because like, I miss my students. You know what I mean? And like, I've come on the podcast and I say to other people, I don't consider myself a teacher. You know what I mean?
But you're an educator.
Right, I'm an educator, right? Yeah. But with that being said, like, I miss each and every one of those kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would have never thought I'd be there. And it kind of puts in perspective, like, how we were as kids and now the teachers that we had. Like, I think Kramer's probably in his late 30s, 40s now, whatever. But think about what he was doing 17 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was living his best life the same way we are. You know what I mean? And it's like... it puts a lot of things into perspective. Into perspective, 100%. And I would have never thought that. I was telling you on the way here because we drove by Carmenares. My mom was like, "Yeah, there's no way you're going to Carmenares," and that's when we entered the lottery. Yeah, because we lived in West Hartford, and we moved to Bloomfield because she was getting remarried. She was like, "There's no way you're going to Carmenares." And I went to freaking HMMS, and then that's where we met.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how things happen. You look at us, 17 years of friendship. We've been tight, no fallouts over the 17 years. Have you guys ever had to like, and I don't want to say burn bridges or like maybe cut people off in other friendships, and like how do you go about that, or what's that like? Because I think sometimes you do have to get rid of people, and then sometimes I think you get rid of people that maybe you don't want to. So can y'all like speak to that?
So again, I'm gonna reflect on my story that I mentioned earlier with John. Rest in peace. He was heading a direction that didn't correlate with my lifestyle. So it was very tough on me.
Word.
But you gotta stay true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta feel comfortable with understanding that you have a different mindset and that you want to just reach different milestones in life than others. But they also wouldn't be your friend or family, right? If they didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like once I break it down to you, like, hey, bro, like I don't want you to think I'm being phony, but I can't be around, you know, I know you're going out to Envy tonight, but, you know, you going out with a crew that I'm not really trying to be around. I hope you respect that.
Right.
A friend is going to respect that. You know what I'm saying? However, if they don't, then you know what? That's when you have to reevaluate. Okay.
Maybe this guy not for me.
Maybe this guy's not for me. And people grow apart. You know what I'm saying? People definitely grow apart. It's a common thing. So that's definitely just the way I go about it.
Word. Yeah. What you think?
I was going to touch on your last point about people growing apart because, let's say, for instance, we become friends in middle school and we're both playing the trumpet in the marching band, and let's say you go on to be this great musician, and after middle school, I'm done playing the trumpet, and that was the one thing that brought us together. Now we don't have that in common anymore. People just, over time they grow apart.
So, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't mean that I hate him or he hates me, but it's just we don't really have much to talk about.
Word.
I wouldn't necessarily call it burning a bridge, but it's
that relationship has ran its course.
Yeah. It's always going to be love if I see him or whatever.
Right.
But
so it's one thing that, and I honestly feel like I don't know if I've ever expressed the amount of appreciation I have for you guys.
No doubt.
Because like even from the beginning of this podcast, you guys have promoted, supported me, gave me ideas. How do you guys like support? And I speak to Drew's his clothing line. Like as soon as he told me, all right, word, let me get a shirt. You know what I mean? Like how do you guys recommend or support, friends? Like, what does support the friendship look like?
I don't feel like it has to necessarily be like put on display. Like, it's not necessarily posting what they're doing, but it's just encouraging them to keep going. Because I'm sure when people, like, anybody that comes up with an idea, they always have doubts, and you're gonna second guess yourself all the time. But if you have a friend that's like, hey, well, this is your vision, this is your idea, you should push through and keep doing what you're doing, and everything's gonna come out fine at the end. Like, I feel like that's the main support. Like the posting of your podcast or my shirts or whatever, that's nice too. But I feel like people,
it's the behind.
Yeah, they
doors.
need that on the back end to keep pushing forward.
Word. What you think?
I think it starts with support and encouraging one another. I feel like oftentimes people forget that sometimes people just want to be supported. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like our friendship, honestly, is very genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like just very genuine. So it could be years that we grow apart, that we don't see each other. Not grow apart, but that we don't see each other. But when we come together, it's like organic. It's very genuine.
But that's what it was, because every time I left and came home, or y'all linked up, and we never skipped a beat.
And it starts with love. Like, as corny as that sounds, it's like we got love for each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like people are afraid to talk about that. Like, yo, I got love for my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta be comfortable with who we are and what we feel. And I feel like from day one, there was always that genuine love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
It wasn't like that surface. Like, we was getting to know each other on a surface level. Like you spoke about, like the two trumpet players and then they grow apart. We got to know each other beyond that. Like, you came to my house, you met my grandmother, you met my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, we played the trumpet together. You know what I'm saying? We took classes together. You know what I'm saying? We played basketball together.
I remember being drunk, passed out on your uncle's couch.
And then I was about to say, and then like post high school is like after that, like all the drunk moments we've had together.
I remember the first time I saw you drunk was it was my first weekend back in Croatia. It was my first weekend back from Croatia, summer 2016.
For your birthday?
Summer 2016. It was before that. We went to the bar crawl downtown.
Those are popular.
We went to the bar crawl downtown, and I'll spare details for podcast sakes. But I remember us being at the Russian Lady, and I just remember being like, yo, that's the same dude that I went to middle school. I went to high, but I was like, I love it because I was in college, like getting drunk, doing my thing overseas, doing my thing, and that was I was going for 3 years. In those 3 years, I was only home maybe 6 weeks total, maybe. So then when I finally all right, I'm back home. You and I linked up, and we turned up. I was like, I'm glad he's turning up like that. It's because I remember thinking like, yo, Andrew's like laid back, chill. And when I tell you was running wild, I was like, my man.
Honestly, I don't remember much of that night. I remember.
Do you know the night I'm talking about?
I believe we were with your sister.
I think you're thinking about my birthday. The surprise party.
Maybe so.
No. This was before that.
That was a good night.
Then if it's not that night, I have no recollection of what he is talking about. I have no idea.
So I want to ask y'all, because we were just talking about support, and you guys both brought up good points about like keeping it real. And this is like a testament to like the thing about the 8 friends, the brutally honest one. How do you guys? And I feel like actually I feel like I have this relationship with you guys of being like, nah, you're wrong. You know what I mean? How is it as a friend to like keep it brutally honest and keep each other in check?
Just in general?
In general, or with us, or yeah.
You know what's the best way I think to do it? Just play devil's advocate.
And honestly, that's why I do it a lot.
You do, and I appreciate those that do. I actually learned this from my current supervisor, June. Actually,
word. Hey, June, come on the show.
June,
you support me. You held me down, and you share all my stuff. June, come on the show.
She has shown me that you can professionally spaz on someone. Okay?
Word.
In other words, okay, you can professionally tell someone how you feel.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like you can get your point across without being so vulgar about it. You know,
Right.
being supportive, constructive criticism. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? So I think that comes a long way.
Word.
I feel like when you're younger, it's harder because I feel like once you have a friend, you kind of want to maintain that friendship, and you might be worried or scared that, okay, if I say this, they might take it the wrong way and not want to be my friend anymore.
Word.
But I feel like once you're older, you kind of just have to just say it is what it is. Like,
Actually hold people accountable.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about a certain situation, and you're either gonna be upset about it, and that's that. I told you how I felt,
Right.
or hey, you can take it and try to use that and better your life. Like, it doesn't.
Word.
I feel like I don't really think about that anymore.
Word. And you're gonna take me for who I am.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think we all do a good job of actually accepting, like, we're a puzzle.
And especially if you're coming to me with an issue or a problem, you can't be mad at my response. Like,
Right.
you came to me. Like,
And I feel like
this is how I feel.
we all have that one individual where we can go to get a brutally honest answer.
Yeah.
Word.
Like, not everyone is built for that. Like, you may like love this individual, like, yo, that's my day one, this and that, but I don't know if he's gonna be brutally honest with me, so I'm gonna go to a different person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's different people
That
we
you
go
know,
for
but
different pockets.
100%.
But you
100%.
also have that person that you'll go to that you know won't be brutally honest to you, but they'll say what you want to hear.
That cop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
come on, don't we always resort to that person first for some reason? Because we always want comfort.
Not anymore. You see,
And that's
yeah.
growth.
Yeah.
That's growth
Not
right
I
there.
feel like
You know, that's growth.
Not anymore.
I remember the day that you told us that Nika was pregnant. You literally told us, you were like, yo, I felt like up until this point I was 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I still
And
remember that. Like,
I-
it was
yo,
yesterday.
vividly.
I remember
We
exactly.
were
where
on the border.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure we were at a Mexican restaurant.
On the
But
border, yeah.
to that point, or to the...
I was gonna say I remember the order that you all were sitting in. It was
We're at the bar.
It was you. Then it was Danny.
You came late.
Yeah, it was Danny.
Yeah, and that's
Then-
how the
then-
cover...
You came late.
But,
Then it was
and
you.
it was me, and then it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember that.
But to that point, you said, I feel like we're still 18, and I feel like at 18 we wouldn't have actually held each other accountable. You know what I mean? But now, as like I joke all the time, like I'm 27, I'm single, I got no kids, minimal debt, whatever. I say, nah, I'm still 18. But like you just said, we actually hold each other accountable because we're actually growing up. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful, the growth that we've had from 10 years old all the way to 27, 28.
Very
You know?
interesting you say that, because my girl, met her 3 years ago, and up to probably like, I want to say 6 months ago, actually when we moved in, she would always say, which is 9 months ago now, she would say, I'm just a big kid. I'm not an adult, I'm just a big kid.
Right.
Oh, that's
And it's a very
Yeah.
interesting mindset, because she kind of like just maybe kind of like modify the way I think. Like, okay, maybe stop trying to make it seem like you got everything together. Like, it's
stop
okay.
taking life so serious.
Yeah, stop taking it so serious. Like, it's
Wait,
okay.
I saw a little gesture. What was that? That's what I said.
Oh.
Yeah, stop
You stay
taking
away
life
from
so
the-
serious.
No. Yeah, and that's me. It's like, okay, maybe you shouldn't take it so serious and like live a little. Because honestly, people die a lot.
Yeah,
Like, you keep bringing Drake up, damn it.
but I'm saying, like, you're only 27. Like, you're not gonna be 27 forever. You'll be 50 one day, and hopefully you have kids and all that.
And it's funny because we think at like, oh, he's only 27, but then when we think, yo, damn, I'm 27. But you're quick to say someone else, he's only
But do you
27.
remember when
But damn, I'm 27.
Yeah,
Nah, look it up just like he is.
Because you'll look at a 17-year-old and you'll say, well, he's only 17. But he's thinking, well, I'm 17.
I'm 17? Yeah.
I was just 11 yesterday.
It's like you're quick to give other people the benefit of the doubt, but we're so tough on ourselves sometimes that we don't give it to ourselves. You know what I'm like?
Because nobody lives in the moment. That's what it is. My fault. Yeah, I know you wanted to say it.
I knew I kept y'all around for a reason. Damn it.
Nobody lives in the moment. You're either always thinking about what if in the future or what was in the past.
Word.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Word. So I think, we've been chopping it up for almost an hour now. And I know us three could reminisce and talk forever. So I think I'm going to start to close this down. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up before I go into the challenge and then the closing sentiments?
Well, I never gave my favorite teacher in middle school.
Oh yeah. We'll talk favorite teachers and then we'll close up.
Right,
favorite
word.
teacher.
Can I give like a top three?
Top three.
All right, so no order.
Yeah.
Mr. Kramer would be there. Y'all remember Miss Nelson, the English teacher?
She hated
me. She hated me too. But I respect her now that I'm older. Yeah, she challenged me.
I would love to actually have a conversation with her right now.
And I feel like I didn't really act out much in school, but for whatever reason in her class, like I just did whatever I wanted to do for whatever reason. So I like her. She's cool.
I could guess it's third.
Who's my third?
Miss Thomas.
Nah, I hate her. I hate her. Everybody hated her. But y'all remember? I don't want to name drop, but y'all remember that dude that was lactose intolerant and pooped on himself?
I do.
With the hazel eyes.
I do. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name.
I actually
almost said it. Yeah, I almost said it.
I won't say his name. Yo, that's crazy. Kramer, Miss Nelson, and Mr. Miranda, the science teacher.
Oh, yeah.
I never had him.
Yeah.
I had the Spanish lady.
I know who you're talking about, but Mr.
Yeah,
Miranda.
Yeah.
Yo, did you know that he got into I think he said a motorcycle accident? Yeah, and he couldn't move his arm past this.
What's his name got into an accident too? The graphic arts teacher, Mr. Eisner.
I almost said Einstein.
Yeah, Mr. Eisner got into it because he follows me on Facebook and supports like a lot of soccer
recently?
stuff. I think it was last year.
Okay.
But I always enjoyed his class. He's top 3 too though. He's top 3 for sure. My top 3. But HMMS was such a good spot.
It was a great.
Such a great place. You got teachers or you want? Yeah.
Honestly, like I don't have a top 3. I'm gonna say.
Oh, I got to put. Sorry to cut you off. Miss Baldwin, the
shout out to Miss Baldwin,
the band teacher.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't band.
And her assistant.
I forgot her assistant.
Yeah, me too.
We gotta get an HMMS reunion.
That'd be dope. I don't have a top 3 favorite. I think I have a top 1 most inspirational.
Wait, let me guess. Wait, just say what grade.
I don't even know what grade because I don't even know if I ever had him. I think he was a science teacher and he was a coach.
Oh, Mr.
Wolverton.
Wolverton. Word.
Okay. For the simple fact that he cut me in 6th grade from the basketball team, right? Well, from tryouts. 7th grade, I made the basketball team. I got late to practice one day because I wanted to do things that was none of my business.
You're not going to tell that story?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell that story on the podcast. And then when I got to practice, the dude made me, he allowed me to practice, but then after practice, he cut me.
Word.
So it was very disappointing. But he just made me change my work ethic. Just
Word.
In 6th grade, I remember from 6th to 7th grade, like in 7th grade, I told myself, all right, you need to work harder. These kids, they weren't, I don't know if they were necessarily better than you, more skilled than you, but they tried harder during tryouts.
Word.
So 7th grade came around and I did that and I worked harder. And then after that, the reason why I got cut when I came back is because I was at Trinity College with a girl making out and I got to practice late, okay? So when I got cut from the team, what I told myself is, what are priorities in life, okay?
And that's a young age.
Yeah,
at a young age, it's like you got cut from something you love to do, something that could have been 2-3 months for something that was in the moment, like something that might not even last. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball is my first love. Like I gave up. Like you ever heard that saying? Don't give up the person you love for the person you like, because the person you like is gonna give you up for the person they love.
Yep.
That's exactly what I did.
Word.
I gave up basketball, for somebody I like. Because somebody I like.
But it's like, you were living in the moment at that point in time, but it's like you don't have the perspective like, hey, I'm in 7th, 8th grade. Like, this girl is not gonna be forever. Like,
it's just temporary.
But it made me think about at that age. I learned like, okay, what's more important? Is it basketball or is it like, you know, making out with a girl at Trinity College? Like, no, it's at that point it's basketball. Number one, because it's what I love to do, and number two, my parents didn't even know I was at Trinity College. So that's you feel me? So like,
I mean, that was right across the street.
Yeah,
that was 2 steps away.
So yeah, that's he kind of just made me he might not know it, but he molded the way I think today. Based on
that's
like
real.
Yeah.
I never knew that. That's real.
Remember when you had to try out like for the basketball team when they made you walk around and get your grades from your teachers?
Oh my god.
That's the only reason why I never tried out for the HMMS basketball team, because I always had Miss Nelson's English class. She followed us from 6th grade to 7th grade.
Yep.
So I was like,
she did.
So and then I had Miss Thomas in 8th grade. So I did poorly in both of their classes, and I didn't want to see what my grades were. Like I didn't want to see what my grades were in their classes specifically. So that's the only reason why I never tried out for the team. Like I remember 8th grade, Mr. Kramer came up to me and said, why didn't you try out for the basketball team?
Our 8th grade squad was nice. Yeah.
But I'm sure. But I mean, I felt like at that time, that's before I was washed. I felt like I was like, I was one of the top basketball players at the time.
Sure.
But they don't call you Young KD for no reason.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he came up to me like, why didn't you try out for the team? And I was just like, to be honest, I don't know how I'm doing in Miss Thomas social studies class.
That's crazy.
I don't know. And I think afterwards I asked her like what my grade was, and it was like a B. Like I could have been on the team,
right.
But
lack of confidence.
She put the fear of God in all of
everybody.
Yeah, she did.
But the thing with individuals like that is like they criticize so much that they make you question yourself and your confidence.
Yeah, so
and it's like, why do you have to put that kind of energy into the universe? Why can't you just be a positive individual?
But like, think about it now. Like being adults, it was probably something going on at home that we had no idea about. That
and
she
like
was
you were saying earlier,
she's just taking it out on us.
That's a true story,
man. That's real.
And now that we're older, we understand the other side.
Especially now that we're educated,
exactly.
We get it.
She brought whatever it was to work
every day.
It took it out on us every day.
Yeah. But nah, this is great. I'm gonna go out. I know I said I'm gonna try to start to put a challenge out every episode. I'm gonna put this challenge to you guys, but I also want to challenge my listeners. Go ahead and text at least 3 people that you don't talk to regularly, and just tell them you appreciate them and miss them. And if you want to put like a memory with that, the times that's going on right now, it's a lot of crazy things going on. Just text somebody and let them know, like, hey, man, I appreciate this memory.
I like that.
That's my challenge to you two and to my listeners for this episode. Appreciate friendship and everything.
I was going to say, yeah, I kind of did that yesterday. I hit up some of my friends from college, and we were on FaceTime for like 2 hours last night. Last night, yeah.
And that's what, like, right now I feel like, you know, I really wanted. I know Anika actually gave me the idea. Shout out to Anika, my camera lady. She gave me the idea for this episode a couple months ago, and I felt like, you know, with the sponsorship from Back East and with everything going on, it would be nice to actually sit down and have like a friendly, funny conversation. So shout out Back East Brewing Company for sponsoring this episode. But shout out you.
Can I piggyback right now?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yo, Back East, I'm gonna be honest with you. This might be like a top 5 favorite IPA for me right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
The ice cream?
Yeah, it's very smooth. It might be top 3, honestly. Like I got Treehouse, I got, you know, my sip of sunshine, and then there might be ice cream. Okay.
Word.
So shout out to Back East. Please check them out. Like, you got some good IPAs, bro.
So
yeah, I can't even lie.
So you feel like you'll actually go buy this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
And you're the biggest beer drinker out of all 3 of us.
Oh, like, all jokes aside, this is some good beer right here.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to taste this one because this one was so damn good.
Word.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But how
I gotta next time.
You didn't taste it.
Yeah, nah. So I mean, we about to wrap up. So you know, I give my guests about their 15 seconds of fame. So whoever wants to take it first, talk your shit. Say what you got to say. Wrap up. We about to wrap up the episode.
First and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be here. Allowing us to be here. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to Back East. It's a great sponsored episode. Great beer. Great things you're doing out in Bloomfield. Please continue that. And for all the listeners, just stay safe, man. Take social distancing serious. Things are gonna get serious. This is our first wave of the pandemic. There's gonna be a second wave coming up. Stay safe. With peace and love, man. Just spread love, not war.
Yeah. So shout out to Back East again. I don't know. This was a great episode. It's always great being around the two of you. Like you said, 17 years in the making. It's always love.
Word.
And like Nelson said, everybody stay safe during these times.
Word. And then there's finally me. I feel like we're kicking a dead horse, but I have to thank Back East Brewing Company for allowing me to collaborate with them, simply because when I started my podcast a couple months ago, I think we're like 7-8 months in, I had no idea where I was going with it. But when I reached out, they actually took the time to believe in me and believe in what I'm putting out. So that's a testament to who they are, not only, just as a brand, and then now I'm sitting here actually having their product. It's a great product. So I want to give a special thank you to them and to all my listeners in Connecticut, in the in Connecticut, in the Western Mass area. Go check them out. They're amazing people over there. I got to actually talk to them over the last week. But with all that being said, everybody, give appreciation to the people around you. Not just the people that support you, maybe the people that you haven't spoken to in a long time, because the person that you're becoming today is a testament to what you've gone through, but also the people that have supported you throughout the years. And I know I talk to you two all the time, but I genuinely appreciate all the support and love that you guys have given me from middle school to high school to when I was playing professionally, when I was overseas. So this episode for us is for you guys. So my message to everybody, just appreciate the people around you, continue to grow, be safe and be healthy. And that's a wrap on another episode, man. And I'm gonna do a giveaway coming real soon with Baggies Brewing. So cheers, and that's a wrap.
That was a good catch with the giveaway.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you.
Did I help you?
No, you did.
I'm like, yo, at what point are we gonna talk about this giveaway?
I was just gonna do like a social media post.
Oh,
but it was good.
Okay. So you introduced it, but then you can now.
I'll actually put it.
That's my fault then.
No,
I thought you totally forgot. Cause I remember last time you spoke, you said in the middle of the episode. You think they hear that?
No.
Even if I don't care, that shit was funny as hell.
I mean, they can't see it. I was just.